Welcome to Edupedia World. In this video, we will discuss 4 well-known forms of presentation of data. In social, economic, and scientific studies, an investigator has to collect the data either by census or sample method. The collected data then organized in a systematic way. This orderly quantitative data is obviously difficult to understand. The data presented by a suitable method is preferable for one's own further statistical calculations and interpretation as well as giving factual information to experts. The presentation of data means exhibition of data in such a clear and attractive manner that these are easily understood and analyzed. There are many forms of presentation of data, of which the following 4 are well known. First, text presentation. Second, semi-tabular presentation. Third, tabular presentation. And fourth, pictorial presentation. First, we will discuss text presentation. A text presentation is a descriptive form of presentation of data written in paragraph. In textual presentation, data are a part of the text of study or a part of the description of the subject matter of study. Such a presentation is also called descriptive presentation of data. This is the most common form of data presentation when the quantity of data is not very large. For example, in a strike call given by the trade unions of shoemaking industry in the city of Delhi, 50% of the workers reported for the duty and only 2 out of the 20 industries in the city were totally closed. Textual presentation of data is most suitable when the quantum of data is not very large. A small volume of data presented as a part of the subject matter of study becomes a useful supportive evidence to the text. Thus, rather than saying that price of gold is skyrocketing, a statement like price of gold has risen by 50% during the financial year 2010-11 is much more meaningful and precise. One need not support the text with voluminous data in the form of tables or diagrams when the textual matter itself is very small and includes only a few observations. Indeed, textual presentation of data is an integral component of a small quantitative description of a phenomenon. It gives an emphasis of statistical truth to the otherwise qualitative observation. A serious drawback of the textual presentation of data is that one has to go through the entire text before quantitative facts about a phenomenon become evident. A picture or a set of bars showing increase in the price of gold during a specified period is certainly quite informative even on a casual glance of the reader. Textual presentation of data, on the other hand, does not offer anything to the reader at a mere glance of the text matter. The reader must read and comprehend the entire text. When the subject under study is vast and involves comparison across different areas, country, textual presentation of data would only add to discomfort to the reader. It is not a very effective method. Even though this type of presentation has its own importance, it helps the reader to compare given figures along with some explanation. Let us take an example. The communication network in India has made a very rapid progress in recent years. While the number of telephone connections increased from the extremely low figures of less than 2 lakhs in 1950 to 51 to over 46 lakhs in 1990 to 91. There was around 10-fold increase in this figure between 1991 and 2004 to 5 as the number of landline connection increased to 4.42 crores beside 4.5 crores mobile phone. Thus, the number of telephones stood 9.7 crores in March 2005 with manifold increase in telephone connection. The teledensity, that is the number of telephone connection per 100 person, has increased from 3.6 in 2001 to 6.7 in 2005. This is the text presentation. Next way of presentation is semi-tabular presentation. As the name suggests, it includes both the tabular method and text method. Semi-tabular presentation is both through tables and paragraphs. This method is not often used but is useful when figures are required to be compared along with one or two sentences of explanation. So it contains the merit of both the text presentation and tabular presentation. Next way of presentation is tabular presentation. Tabular presentation is a systematic presentation of numerical data in columns and rows in accordance with some important features or characteristics which we will go in detail in this chapter afterwards. And the fourth method of presentation is pictorial presentation. Pictorial presentation is visual form of statistical data in diagrams and graphs. They are geometric figures like point, bars, squares, circles, cubes, etc., pictures, maps, or charts. Pages of cold figures can be made to speak in clear tones if translated into the diagrammatic language. Diagrams are useful because facts can be known at a glance. They are readily intelligible and save a considerable amount of time and energy. Diagrams are more attractive than the figures. Figures, when told through diagrams, become attractive. Definitions of tabulation. Systematic presentation of data is one of the most important considerations in statistical work, and it is done through the use of tables. A statistical table is an arrangement of systematic presentation of data in columns and rows. Tabulation is the process of presenting in tables. Tabulation is a process and the outcome of which are statistical tables. In brief, tabulation is a scientific process involving the presentation of classified data in an orderly manner so as to bring out their essential features and chief characteristics. Let us discuss the following definitions. According to M. Blair, tabulation in its broadest sense is an orderly arrangement of data in columns and rows. According to H. Sechrist, tables are a means of recording in permanent form the analysis that is made through classification and of placing juxtaposition things that are similar and should be compared. The above definitions bring out the broad structure of a table. It clearly suggests that tabulation gives the data an orderly arrangement and highlights its basic characteristic. Objectives of tabulation. The main objectives of tabulation are: first, to simplify complex data. In tabulation, the data are presented systematically in columns and rows in a concise form. Since unnecessary details and repetitions are avoided in tabulation, the data becomes more meaningful and lot of time is saved in study and understanding. Second, to facilitate comparison. Tabulation facilitates comparison. Comparable figures can be placed in juxtaposed columns for easy comparative study. Since table is divided into various parts and for each part there are totals and subtotals, the relationship between different parts of data can be studied easily. Third point, to help references. With the data are arranged in tables with titles and table numbers, they can be easily identified and made use of a source reference for a future study. Fourth point, to economize space. All unnecessary details and repetitions are avoided in tabulation, which result in economy of space without sacrificing quality and usefulness of the data. Next point, to depict trend and pattern of data. Tabulation of data depicts the trend of the information under study and reveals the pattern within the figures which cannot be understood in a descriptive form of presentation. Sixth point, to detect error and omissions in the data. It is only after tabulation that some vital omissions are detected. Next point, to facilitate computation. They facilitate computation of different statistical measures, namely average, dispersion, correlation, etc. And the last point, to facilitate statistical processing. It is only after classification tabulation that the data becomes fit for statistical processing. These are the objectives of tabulation. Essentials of a satisfactory table. The following are the essentials of a satisfactory table. First, attractive. A table should be attractive to draw the attention of readers. To make it so, care should be taken in determining its size, proportion of columns and rows, writing of figures, etc. Second, manageable size. The size of the table should be neither too big nor too small. Too much of details should not be given in a table. If the table is too large, it becomes confusing to the eyes and there is great difficulty in following the lines and columns at a glance. If more details are to be given, then a number of small tables should be preferred to one big table. So it should be simple and compact. Third point, comparable. The facts should be arranged in a table as to make comparison between them easy, because comparison is one of the chief objectives of tabulation. Whenever it is necessary, average, percentage, proportion, etc. should be given in the table to facilitate comparison. Fourth point, according to objective. A table should be according to objective of statistical investigation. Fifth, clarity. A table should be so planned as to make it easily understandable. It should be complete within itself, containing all the explanation necessary to make clear the meaning of two items. Unit of measurement must be clearly stated, such as price in rupees or weight in kilograms. Columns and rows should be numbered when it is desired to facilitate reference to specific parts of a table. And the last point, scientifically prepared. The table should be scientifically prepared. All the required rules of tabulation should be carefully observed. A table should have a suitable title, proper captions and stubs, source, footnotes, etc. Certain figures which are to be emphasized should be in distinctive type or in a circle or a box or between thick lines. A table should have miscellaneous columns for the data which cannot be grouped in the classification made. Large numbers are hard to read and difficult to compare, therefore, they should be approximated. For example, up to the nearest crores or lakhs, etc. Next, we come to parts of a table. A good table is an art. The following parts must be present in all the tables. First, table number. A table should always be numbered for identification and reference in the future. A table must be codified, say A, B, C, D, etc., or numbered, say 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Whenever more than one table is prepared, table may be numbered either at the center on the top, above the title, or at the bottom of a table. Normally, the table number is given in terms of complete number. Sometimes, table number like 1.2 and 2.4 are also used. In this case, first digit refer to the chapter or section and second digit to its order. For example, table 1.2 would mean second table in first chapter or section, and table 2.4 would mean the fourth table in second chapter or section. Next, title. There may be a main title written in 1 or 2 lines, or a catch title written in few words. Title given above the table must be brief, clear, and self-explanatory. The lettering of the title should be the most prominent of all lettering used in the table. A complete title explains nature of data, time period of data, the field to which the data are related, and basis of classification of data. Third point, caption and stubs, column headings and row headings. Headings and subheadings given to columns are called captions, while rows are identified by stubs. Both stubs and captions should be as brief as possible. Columns can be numbered according to requirement. The captions explain the figure in columns and stubs clarify the figures in the rows. We read figures of captions vertically and stubs horizontally. Fourth part, body of the table. It contains the numerical information. This is the most important part of the table. This table should be made as comprehensive as possible, keeping in view the purpose of presentation. There should be proper arrangement of items in columns and rows, and irrelevant matter should be excluded. Items in a table may be arranged in the following ways: alphabetically, geographically, chronologically, conventionally, progressively, and in ascending or descending orders. Items of special significance which are to be emphasized upon must be underlined or written in bold letters. Fifth part, prefatory note or head note. It is a statement normally given below the title. It explains the contents of the table or main part of it. For example, all data in million terms. Sixth, footnotes. It is placed at the bottom of the tables. It is a phrase or a statement which contains explanation of some specific items or some specific parts of the table. Footnotes can be identified by various systems and keys like putting stars or signs or by using small letters and numbers. Footnotes are also necessary to specify important limitation of data, if there is any, or to explain some important features of the whole table. And the last part is source. In case of the tabulation of secondary data, a source note should be provided indicating place of publication, page, edition, name of the publisher or author. It can be written at the bottom of the table. It is useful to the reader to check the figures and gather additional information. These are the essential parts of a table. We have discussed parts of a table. Here we can see the structure of a table. In that we can find out all the 7 parts which we have discussed earlier, that is number, title, captions, body, prefatory note or head note, footnotes and sources. This is a perfect example of a table. Advantages of tabulation. Following are the advantages of tabulation. First, the tabulated data can be more easily understood. Second, the data becomes attractive and leaves a lasting impression. Third, quick comparison is possible. Fourth, tabular arrangement makes summation of items possible. Fifth, detection of errors and omissions become easier. Sixth, the repetition of explanatory phrases and headings are avoided. Seventh, space is saved because data are placed in rows and columns. 8. Complex data is simplified. Computation of different statistical measures, that is average, dispersion and correlation, is facilitated. Last point, tabulated data are good for references and they make it easy to present the information on graphs and diagrams. The data is presented in an organized and scientific manner which simplifies the problem. These are the advantages of tabulation. Next, we come to types of tables. Tables can broadly be classified as under A. From the point of view of purpose, general purpose tables and special purpose tables. General purpose tables are also called as reference or repository tables. This type of table provides type of information on the same subject. These tables usually appear in the appendices of a report. They contain massive statistical information which can be used for common purpose without reference to a specific problem. Government publications generally are this nature which are used by researchers. Special purpose tables can be called text, summary or analytical tables. Such tables are small in size and designed to highlight a particular set of facts in a simple and analytical form. They are made to provide the results of analysis in an effective way so that one finds it easy to make comparisons and clear relationships. B. From the point of view of originality. Original tables, derivative tables. Original tables are called classified tables which contain statistical information in the cell form in which they are originally collected. Derivative tables are derived from original tables. They provide totals, ratios, percentage, and other statistical calculation. Such tables can even be derived from general purpose tables. C. From the point of view of construction. Simple or single tables and complex tables. Simple and complex tables. First, simple or one-way tables. It is the simplest table which shows only one characteristics and takes the form of frequency table. For example, in a particular table, mark wise distribution of student in a class is given. In the first column, marks is given in class intervals, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. And in the next column, number of students who have secured marks in a particular class interval is given, that is 15, 12, 28, 5. This is the example of simple or one-way table. Second, double or two-way tables. In such tables, two characteristics are shown and a row or column is divided into two parts. As we can divide students into boys and girls in the particular table which we are seeing, in that we can see that in the first column class intervals are given. In the second column, which is of student, it is subdivided into boys and girls, and the third column total is given. So we can say that 8 boys and 7 girls secured marks less than 10, and total 15 students secured marks less than 10, and so on. Treble or three-way tables. In such tables, three characteristics are shown, and so a row or column is subdivided into two parts. As we can divide boys and girls into section A and section B in our following table, we can see that in the first column, marks is given in class intervals. In the second column is of boys, which is further subdivided into section A, section B total. Third column is of girls, which is further subdivided into section A, section B and total. And the last column is of total, which is divided into section A, section B and total. This table even be called as manifold table, higher order table or manifold tabulation, in which we can increase the number of characteristics, that is more section, more subjects, etc. Such a table is needed when a number of characteristics are to be simultaneously presented. But as more characteristics are included, the table becomes more complex and so may be confusing to the reader. If the field of investigation is not big, the data have not too many characteristics, tabulation can be done by hand, which is called manual tabulation. But when the field of the investigation is big and the data being too massive, mechanical tabulation can be resorted in order to save labor and time. Electronic computers for purpose of sorting are particularly helpful when firstly the data are in large quantity, secondly when they have to be stored for future use, and thirdly when the table requirements are varying. Tabulation will be more accurate than the manual process. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.